Hey guys, Joe here. Now, you may or may not know this, but Facebook has an option built into the website where you can save posts and videos and things like that that you see on your feed. That way, if you ever want to look at it again, you can come back to it without having to save the link as a bookmark. I take advantage of this feature quite a bit for two reasons. One, I only have 3 gigs of high-speed data a month, and I go through them very quickly. And two, the internet at my job is absolutely atrocious. I will be sitting there on my break trying to load an article. 15 minutes later, still not loaded, so I just go ahead and bookmark it in the save folder and come back to it later. However, I very rarely actually do that, whether it be because I get home and my first thought is to go through my current feed, or just lay down and watch 3 hours of YouTube videos consecutively. Long story short, I don't come back to these posts very often. So they have been accumulating in my saved folder for quite some time now. So I thought today it'd be kind of fun to go through my saves, see what I have, because I really have very little recollection of what I've put in there, and see the things that interest me at one point that I said I would come back to later. Now is that time. Why don't we dive right into this, shall we? Alright, so I've got my save tab open in the background here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through all the things that I have saved and click on anything that still interests me based on the thumbnail and the title. So the very first thing that I have found is a link to my very first Tumblr page. I'm afraid of what is on here. This was deep in the midst of my emo phase, so here we go. I don't want to look. Oh, thank God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God. I have never been so relieved in my entire life. I don't know why this isn't up anymore. Maybe I took it down at some point. Video starting off to nothing, but this was a joyous save for my dignity. Alright, so from the looks of this one, it looks like something SpongeBob related. And the title is Whoever Made This Deserves Unlimited Respect. The Tumblr thing may have been a bust, but so far I am not disappointed. Okay, so this one says Mountain Dew flavored ice cream. I don't normally save recipe type videos that I see on my feed, mostly because I have no cooking experience whatsoever, and odds are I would probably just muck the whole thing up even if I tried to make something. But considering this is ice cream, it couldn't have been that hard, so I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna see what it takes to make this. Maybe I'll do it. Okay, so, that doesn't seem that hard. It required something called heavy cream, condensed sweetened milk, Mountain Dew. I know for a fact I don't have any food coloring. I'm gonna go see what I have in my kitchen real quick. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I have a bowl. Now, I couldn't find any condensed sweetened milk or heavy cream, so I'm gonna be working with what I had in my kitchen. This is gonna be a disaster. Maybe it'll work out. I don't have heavy cream, but I do have Coffee Mate French Vanilla Coffee Creamer. This is as close as it's getting, so we're just gonna have to go with it. Delightful. Alright, that should be good. Next, we've got Dean's Country Fresh Dairy Pure Milk. Again, I didn't have any sweetened condensed milk. Normal milk should do the same, it's average milk. See, these two things are the exact same color, so I'm not sure how much of what is in here. Last but not least, we've got the Mountain Dew. Oh, God. Alright, I'm gonna gonna save some of this for later. Well, it kind of smells like Mountain Dew. Kind of smells like yogurt. Now, it's said to freeze for 4 to 6 hours. I don't have 4 to 6 hours, as I have to be at work later. So I'm going to put this in my freezer for the duration of me filming this video, and we'll come back to this before I peace out for today. Alright, so next I stumbled across a Vice article called "This Kid Made an App That Exposes Sellout Politicians." I think that's kind of ironic, considering the kid himself kind of looks like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. With US politics swimming in so much corporate money that is pretty much an oligarchy, it can be hard to keep track of which particular set of lobbyists is trying to milk more cash out of healthcare, fossil fuels, and other very important issues from one week to the next. You didn't think this video was going to get political, did you? But thanks to 16-year-old Nick Rubin, keeping track of just how much politicians have sold out has become a lot easier. 16! This guy is 16 years old. I'm 20, and I have accomplished very little with my life. He's 16, for Christ's sakes. I'm trying to think of what important life events happened when I was 16. I couldn't even drive until I was 18. Hold on, I'm on Facebook. Let me just go back real quick to 2013, the year I was 16, and see what the brilliance that I had to share with the world, since this 16-year-old can expose politicians. Alright, here's a post from November 17th, 2013. It's 12:40 in the morning, best possible time to make tater tots. Tater tots. He created an app, and I was up at midnight, making tater tots. Actually, I'm very curious as to whether or not this website is still up, because I think this was an article from 2014. I have clicked on the link, and yes, it is still a thing. Down in the Contact Me section, I'm Nicholas Rubin, and he crossed out 16 because he's no longer 16. It says 18 here. I'm an 18-year-old self-taught coder, photographer, and freshman at Stanford. He goes to Stanford. I work at McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just, see how a life can diverge in two very different paths. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna talk about that I have in here is the most recent thing I have saved. I completely forgot I saved it, but it is legitimately an entire episode of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. To be specific, it's the episode of The Haunted Suite. It is also the episode where Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez gets possessed and has to be the embodiment of the ghost.
Left, there was a room under this mess. I'd like it back. Start cleaning.
Oh, Disney sitcoms, weren't they the best? All of my cynical jokes aside, this actually was a really good episode, and I'm probably gonna watch this after I get done filming this video. Alright, so it's probably been about a half hour since I made my little Mountain Dew mixture. It's been in the freezer all this time. I can't imagine that it would be frozen. I'm gonna go grab it nonetheless now. So my scientific hypothesis was correct, and it is not frozen at, well, I can't say at all. It did become solid around the outside. I brought a spoon, although it's a liquid, so I probably should have just brought a cup to put this in. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this now. Oh, God. This is probably the weirdest thing I've done for this channel so far. You know, that's not the worst thing I've ever tasted, surprisingly. I'm gonna go in for a second scoop here. Oh, no, That second scoop was not for me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and leave a like down below. If you really enjoyed it, go ahead and share it on Facebook with all your friends. We're at 42 subscribers now. Let's see if we can get to 43. For your convenience, I'm going to be leaving the my version of this recipe in the description down below. So if you'd like to try this concoction out at home, you totally can. Although I have to say I would recommend actually freezing it for 4 to 6 hours, though I don't know how much of a difference that would actually make. Hopefully a good one. It's just a thought. Anyways, I'm Joe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.